Test. Test. Oh, I guess I didn't have Discord open. Get that pop-out chat going. Now, if I'm not mistaken, which I might be, 551. Okay. Pretty sure this is a hotfix driver. Yeah, this is the Stutterfix driver. I see. Five 531.79. Highly doubtful. You take a look at the feedback forum and see what people say about it. Dude, I would like to point out the 7 billion issues with this driver that you say is good. Look at these open issues. Toggling HDR on and off in games can cause stability issues. Monitor may flicker briefly when enabled. Foliage is normal display flickering. Watch Dogs 2 display flickering. Increased DPC latency. Applying GeForce Experience filters can cause games to crash. Event log views with whatever error. OCCT RAM test. Yeah, no shit, you were lied to. I mean, this driver apparently is better. So the reason I'm going off of this list here is because I'm looking at feedback from the latest NVIDIA drivers. So this person says here that 551.86 seems to be fine on his RTX 3060. So we're putting that. Unfortunately, that does not sound very good, and I think that your cooler is dying and you should consider getting a new one. Alright, let's see here. Texture filtering, high to high performance, still decreased performance. I haven't really bothered testing. In fact, I don't even really change my NVIDIA settings much anymore. Okay, we're gonna keep going down on this list. So what were some of those other drivers that I found? I gotta look on my phone because I took a picture of them while I was at work. Okay, listen to me. There's products out there that are way worse in quality than you think, and unfortunately, the failure rate of AIO pumps, especially from brands that are kind of off-brand, is very high. Even name brands have been having a lot of issues lately. That is why I will always say, if you are making a new build and you choose water cooling, you are choosing a risk. It's a 50-50. 50% of the time it could be good and you could have good temperatures. 50% of the time you could have a high failure rate and then you're having an overheating issue which causes problems. I just say tried and true, go air cooling. Air cooling, the only thing that can fail is the fan. That's it. Just the fan. Worst that could happen is the fan dies, but you still have a passive cooler that at least doesn't cause the processor to spontaneously combust. That is my little small rant about cooling. Now, I have to find this image that I took a picture of a while ago. I took a picture of the forums, the NVIDIA forums, and I gotta remember where it was. Because, here we go. Okay. An RTX, your water cooler for your GPU. Okay. So we have 551.86. I actually want to try going back to 551.462. So we have 551.46. Oh, and then the tried and true every CPU water. You're also typing in caps, which does not help get your point across. I'm just saying that. Caps is rude. Alright? I'm just trying to be chill in my chat, and I don't really think caps is going to get my attention much more than a regular message. I gets urgent, and I really don't know what to tell you other than it's probably not well. Like, it's probably just either that or your motherboard is stupid, and for some reason it's running a DC signal through your PWM pump, which it should be PWM, it should not be DC. So you could check that too in the BIOS to see if your pump is running it on DC mode instead of PWM mode, because that does cause an issue. It's not 16. I typed 16 because I was thinking of something else. It was 537.58. The reason I'm going back to this stupid no, I mean the pump. The pump that's actually plugged into your pump header on the motherboard. It is a common thing for a motherboard to set the pump to DC instead of PWM. And water pumps need PWM to work properly, or they sound bad and they don't know how to work properly, and you'll burn it up faster. I don't know, something like that. I don't understand what you mean by vents. I really don't. I'm sure there's a language barrier or something that I'm just not really understanding, but there's not really a whole lot I can tell you. Okay. So this person went back to 551.34. Okay. Alright. 546.65. That's okay. I don't understand what you're getting out of typing in caps, bro. It's just not going to get my attention. It really isn't, and I'm not really going to respond to that because it's caps. Like, it's just rude. I kind of wish that people don't come into my stream and just do that. It's rude. It really is rude. I do not appreciate it. If it's a problem that you are trying to solve, just type it normally. I get you think caps will get people's attention, but it doesn't work really. So here's our list so far. 537.58, which I have tried, works amazing with VSync and G-Sync. 546.65, this person, let's just see what they said here on the NVIDIA forum. I gotta go back to that post. Hold on. It's on my phone, so. They were able to get a solid lock on their FPS limit. So that's the reason why this driver is wanted. 546.65, that's solid FPS lock. 551.34 is buttery smooth, according to this person. The BIOS, there's a setting in the fan speed controls, and you're looking for either a CPU pump, which would be your pump, and you want to make sure that's set to PWM and full speed. If it's not, then you won't be getting the best flow rate, and you also will not be getting the proper speed from your pump if it's not set to PWM, and you'll also get an inconsistent signal, which will make that loud kind of noise from your CPU cooler. It'll be confused. I don't know. PWM is the standard for pumps. I really don't know what to tell you. I don't run water cooling. Well, I say full speed, not on the fans, but on the pump. I just recommend people to run full speed because why wouldn't you run your pump at full speed? Like, I get, yes, there's a longevity thing, but I think running it at one consistent speed rather than having it spin up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down is better for it. I did that on my friend's PC. It's been running for about 4 years now, just fine. And he hasn't had a single issue other than he never cleans his PC. So then there's another person who's saying 551.23, which that's so bizarre. Why would you ever want to run 551.23? I'm running the latest drivers right now, by the way. I do not care. I just run the latest drivers. I really do not care these days. Panjo, my personal opinion. He's chill. I don't watch any videos from any YouTubers anymore. I really don't. The only ones I really watch are like Linus Tech Tips, Darwood, and a couple of those other idiots who make stupid videos. Just of stupid stuff. Cameras 546.29. I don't have that in my list. Oh, I just saw the @ and I assumed you were talking to me. I didn't see the like ratio sign or whatever. Video driver. Let's see if I can find the forum for this. There's no forum. Epic. All right. I guess we're doing this the old-fashioned way. We go here to the Game Ready driver article, and then we go to that bottom of it and go to the driver feedback forum. This was released 5 months ago, and it has a very, very bad review. Minus 36 downvotes. Let's just see what we got going here. 2. Okay, yep. Lots of issues. Not a good driver. It's got the stutter issue. It's got the hardware accelerated GPU problem. Yeah, this is not a good driver. Next. 546.33. I'm pretty sure that's in my list. No, it's not. Dude, you gotta look at these open issues, man. If you don't look at these open issues, you have to look at the list. People who say to install these drivers don't realize how many issues there are on these older drivers. Just take a look at the difference on the new driver in this list compared to these drivers that you're sending me. Okay? Let's go to the regular newest driver right here, okay? Open issues. There's really only a couple. And they're not even that bad. Microsoft Teams, not really a big deal. The sleep not waking properly, that's not a problem. Artifacts, just in one game, that's fine. Tekken 8 crash, that doesn't really affect me that much. This one is a huge one. This is why I always recommend staying on the latest driver. It's because look here, game stability fix for 12th gen Intel. That is a big one. That is a big one right there that a lot of people do not realize, that they fix gaming bugs like this. And they also fix this, like GTX 10 series and 20 series PC may randomly freeze when using hardware accelerated GPU scheduling. They fix that. Let's see here. You take a look. There really isn't a whole lot to say, to be honest. So what one were we looking at again? I'm pretty sure we were looking at 3.3. Was it? Yeah, we'll see. Is 3.3 in my list? I don't think 3.3 is in my list. No, it is not in my list. This one doesn't even have a... Oh, they do have one. Okay. Driver feedback forum. Do I like IShowSpeed? I watched him build a PC. I just watched his PC building stream. That dude has destroyed more PCs than I can even begin to tell you, and setups. He's kind of like, I don't know, what do you call it? He's the shock humor kind of guy. He just likes to go for like big and bold and like, oh my god, I'm this character and I'm absolutely out of my mind. I'm a psycho. That's kind of what he does. He's not really like, he just like is just so high energy. I can't even watch him anymore. Okay, so this right here is 546.33. If this is a candidate to go on this list, let's just take a look at the bugs here and see if there's any issue. Fluctuations in FPS can... Nope. Automatically an F. Nope. Anything that has HW64 FPS fluctuate, that's not a good driver. Slight stutter when observing web browser, again, not a good driver. Discord streaming colors may appear muted. They fixed that. They also fixed the NVIDIA bug here. But there's a lot of things in here that I just would not be able to daily drive this. So that is not a good driver either. All right, moving on here. Go back to this hotfix driver, which is what I was looking at, I'm pretty sure. This is the hotfix driver that fixed stuttering intermittently. You look at the NVIDIA forums. People don't realize that the NVIDIA forums exist. They are there for a reason. For people to give their feedback on the drivers. And they tell exactly what's wrong with their computer and with their driver. And they tell what graphics driver worked best with their graphics card. And certain issues that aren't listed even on the driver are in these forums. Go to the NVIDIA GeForce Game Ready Driver forums. All you have to do is just scroll And if you want to get to a specific driver like I've been doing, you go to the drivers page. Let's say, for an example, you go all the way down here to 545.84, learn more about Game Ready Driver article. So you go here, and then you scroll all the way down until you find driver feedback forum, and then it takes you to that specific driver, 545.84. And this has a whole load of issues, so I would not be installing that. Anyways, how did you learn so much about computers? All right. This is kind of an interesting story. So I guess it kind of all started back in middle school, where I just like started messing around on the school computers. I would like be looking around in the file explorer, and this is when we had the big chonky CRT monitors and the big old Dell Optiplex systems that were like Pentium 4s with 512 megabyte of RAM. It was a lot of cool stuff. I am 23 and I grew up in the early 2000s. So just when computer technology was starting to like really evolve and become like mainstream. And generally I'm actually kind of glad I grew up in that era where I got to use that old technology, because I would have probably never had an experience with it. I got to use a Windows 2000 computer. Our family owned a Windows 2000 laptop for years, and let's see here. Sorry, I'll get back to the story in a second. I just got a DM that I have to answer right here. Man, I cannot spell. How do you spell fucking... There we go. Alright. Okay, back to the story. So I got in trouble multiple times for going on things I shouldn't have on the computers in school, because I would be messing around. I would change the account picture. I would customize my desktop wallpaper. I would look around and I would find out ways to make custom icons on the desktop, and then they would look at it and be like, that's not educational, and then I would get in trouble. But a lot of the way I learned to use computers was literally just using them. And since I grew up in an era where technology was just starting to evolve, early 2000s, like we just got out of the dial-up era, and so just out of the dial-up era, and we were now getting into the DSL era. So we had DSL internet, and I was able to experience both dial-up and DSL internet. I'm in that really odd position where it's like I grew up in the kind of like boomer era, but I also grew up in the Zoomer era. I was just at the cusp of that threshold. So you could actually technically say I'm right in between Boomer and Zoomer, even though I'm 23 years old. So there isn't a whole lot of thing I can say about that. I'm going on about this. The whole point of today was just making a list. I was making a list of drivers. I'll continue on. So, a lot of these drivers, by the way, are not going to be publicly listed. A lot of them are not. NVIDIA removes them from their list. I think they only allow a certain number of them. Anyways, moving back to the story. Basically, our school was having trouble with like kids going on websites they weren't supposed to, like Flash games, you know, those little mindless games that you would play in your browser, YouTube, a couple other things like that. So they installed a firewall. Now, if you work in IT, you know exactly what a firewall is. A firewall blocks both outside attackers that try to attack and penetrate inside your network, and also block websites. And this was brand new technology at the time. Like, they were the first to get it, my school, and they just set it up. And literally 2 days after they set it up, I already figured out how to get around it. And then I spread the word and I told everybody else how to do it. And then I got in huge trouble. All I remember is I got took to the office and there were 5 big men who were huge and tall that were dressed in professional clothing that you would in IT. And they said, "Tell us how you did it. Tell us how you did it. How did you get around it?" And I'm like, I just looked up the manual online. And you could see they were thoroughly impressed. They had absolutely no clue that a kid would be smart enough to look up the manual online and find the default passwords, which, by the way, they did not change. It was still the default passwords from setup. This was before like huge security things, like cybersecurity was really a thing, and like people just set things up and left it and forgot about it and just put a set list in there, and things were very crude and mundane at the time. Nowadays, you have AI built into firewalls, like the one that I have at work, that does all that for you. You literally never have to touch it. It just constantly updates everything, like the block lists, the DNS blocks, the DDoS blocks, the ARC scans. It blocks all of those automatically. And every time there's a new one that it sees, it blocks it automatically. And the best part about it is that if there's something that is a good link, if there's something that is a good link, it will block it sometimes. And if it does block it, all you have to do is go into there and tell the AI, "Hey, in the future, take this link and whitelist similar links to it." And then it'll learn. For example, there was this math learning website that had games on it that got blacklisted on the filter because it had the word games on it. And then a teacher came to me, and yes, I do work at a school district. That's what I do. I do cybersecurity and like their tech stuff at a school. It's my weekly job. And I went and they said, "I can't go onto my kid's math website anymore to do my math stuff. It says it was blocked." So I went in and I did these 2 tags. I said to the AI, I tagged it and I said, "This is an educational website. It has the word games in it, but it's educational games." And then I hit OK. And then it learned. And I tested it by going to another website that had the exact same setup, where it had games in the title of the URL. And it didn't block it this time because it found that it had educational values. It is insane how far technology has evolved to the point where you can train a filter and train a firewall to figure that out. So I'm just saying the stuff that I know now, but as a kid, everybody had to do everything manually. So like when we first got that web filter or whatever, I bypassed it by looking up the manual online and typing in the default password and stuff like that. And I just whitelisted my computer. Like I just went in and I whitelisted my whole entire computer in the computer lab. Like I just went in and said, "Hey, this IP address, yeah, don't block any websites on there." So that is why I was such a menace in school, and why every time there would always be a bypass, I would figure out how to get past it. So you could say I started cybersecurity early in my childhood, which is why it works out well today when I'm in school. Well, at the school I work at anyway, that I have a job at. Again, not disclosing for certain reasons so that I don't dox myself, but I really do enjoy working in like the cyber security space and the technology aspect of like cutting edge technology in schools and stuff like that. I'm fully on top of that. What I would say is that through my experience, I also got to use Apple products. So there was a huge change, I would say, in around 2007 to 2008. And that was every single school in our area switched from Windows devices to Macs. Now, that's a huge change because you're so used to seeing that Windows XP layout and that Windows XP everything and all the apps and all that. And then the IT just came in and said, hey, we're using Macs now, and you have to learn how to use them. And none of my teachers got used to Mac, like when I was in school. So guess who was the one who figured out how to use the Mac operating system? And it only took me about a week and a half to figure out how to use it. Me. And as soon as the teacher's like, sorry, I can't teach class right now. I have to call the IT department because I don't know how to open this, and it keeps saying I can't open this. So then I would get out of my chair. They would be like, why are you getting out of your chair? Sit down until I call the tech department. I'm like, I know this. Can you give me a shot? And they're like, no, I'm going to call the IT department. So then I would still go over there anyways, and I would give like one more shot. I'm like, just give me one shot. You can be on the phone with the tech department and I'll see if I can solve it. The worst I could do is make it worse. So I went over there, I did that, and it took me, I'm not even kidding you, like 10 or 15 seconds. Boom. You could view the presentation just like that. All I had to do was just change. It was just it was trying to open in the wrong application. PowerPoint was trying to open in a PDF reader. That doesn't work. So then I just switched it to open with that file type every single time. And that was a bad problem with Mac back then. You had to actually set the file types manually. Mac did not detect that automatically. So you had to set every single file type manually to the application. So, of course, nowadays everything is done automatically, both in Windows and Mac OS. But I was super excited because when I did that, the teacher was just getting on the phone with the IT person and said, oh, never mind, one of my students already figured out the problem for me. That day lit a spark in me. You could say it lit my fire, my flame. All right, I'll stop with the jokes. But it did light my fire, it did light my flame, and I was essentially just messing around with all this stuff and figuring out things. But there also came a time where eventually I was getting in trouble not because I was going around things, but because the tech department was getting mad at me. And do you know why they were getting mad at me? Because I was doing their job for them. And what happens when you do the job of another person? They either get fired, or they get paid less, or they have less hours. So you could say that I single-handedly destroyed the IT department of my district or my school I was in. But I didn't, because all I did was teach them how to harden their security and how to just like give students a chance. The kids know better than the adults. The kids are gonna figure it out faster than the adults every single time. Like hell, dude, I go through and I have to walk through the elementary school sometimes when I'm working at the school or whatever like that, and I see students helping out their teachers. It's just a common thing now. They just accept it. They just accept that they're inferior and that they do not know how to do things. And they just take the advice of the kid or the student or whatever, and they just let it go. They roll with it. Now, is this a bad thing? Yes, because then obviously my job kind of gets shafted. Like, basically, yeah. That, That is essentially, yeah, what I just grew up with. I grew up with an era where technology was just evolving and I had to figure things out. And I just learned down the line how to get past things, being a little scumbag I am. And I also learned how to help people and learned the operating systems and the websites and all that other stuff and like how to use stuff. It just was a learning process. And then, of course, you get up to my high school era where I built my first ever PC. In 2016, I built my first ever computer. And actually, I could probably find you photos of my first ever computer. It's just going to take me a really long time to find them because they're very far out. Let me go ahead and find the photos of my computer from years ago. I'm pretty sure it'll be in tech stuff. If I scroll up far enough, I'll be able to find it. So let's do that. Okay, tech stuff. You guys want to see where I started? Here's where I started. This is where I started. This was my first ever computer setup. It's better than a lot of people's. I will admit that. Okay? I'll show you what was free, by the way. This monitor here was free. It was a hand-me-down from one of my aunts or whatever. This keyboard was a gift from someone when I got my PC. The tablet was bought by my parents. The mouse pad was from work. Well, not from work, from school. My dad just gave it to me. Whatever. This is just a TV that we use downstairs that nobody was ever using, so I just put it there as my second monitor. And then here's my PC. I still use the same case. I never got rid of it. This was my old CPU, an i5-4570. 573 in Cinebench. I used to think that that was good. Other people shared their computer stuff too, but here was my RAM. Orange DDR3 knocked to a cooler. This was back in 2019. So I had this set up for a really long time. Up until 2019, I had this set up. And obviously things changed quite a lot. Here were my specs. I had an i5-4570 at 3.8 gigahertz. I had 8 gigabytes of G.Skill 1600 megabytes RAM. A GTX 660 Ti overclock edition. 650 watt Corsair PSU, which is still in this computer, by the way. Okay. Take a look at this. Cable mess, but I actually did not have enough USB ports, so I had to use a USB hub. Let's see if I can find any more photos of my setup. Here's my old overclock on my 660 Ti. 411.63. Back in 2019, 411.63. Let's take a look at that driver. I don't think that driver even exists anymore. 411.63. It's a Quadro driver. Let's take a look here and see what they had. Wow, this driver is so old they don't even have... This is 20 series, so they didn't even have 30 series yet. Wow. Oh shit, they actually have a forum. Okay, now we can see what they did. Look at this. Back then, there was no bug fixes publicly disclosed. There was no bugs. There was no open issues. This was NVIDIA back in 2018, guys. Oh, how things have changed. Oh, I miss those days, man, where you could just install a driver and it worked. Alright, let's see here. I think there might be more. There might be more in here. Ah, yes. Page fault and non-paged area. This is where my PC started failing. Unfortunately. Oh my god. Dude. I overclocked the shit out of that 660 Ti. Wow. 1241 on the core and a 300. Wow. I had that thing cranked to the max. That's a high core clock for a 660 Ti, man. Let's see here. Anything in here that would be... Ah, here it is. Here's my old PC, boys. Here it is. Here's my old PC. Take a look. 650M, Z87 motherboard from Asus. I think that is a Hyper 212 Evo with the brackets missing because I didn't have any brackets. I bought this used off of the marketplace. Then there's the dual channel RAM. I was smart enough to know dual channel RAM. If you guys want to know what my case looks like, this is my case. It can support up to 8 hard drives. This was meant to be a NAS case, but I liked it because of the orange aesthetic, as you can see. Here's my GTX 660 on the floor. This floor is non-conductive, by the way, so that's totally fine for it being on the floor. But there's my front panel. It still looks pretty decent. I'll say, all right, there are definitely better looking cases, and like that plexiglass side panel and that weird hole thing with the filter is kind of old-fashioned nowadays, but to me, it was good enough. So that would be it. So here's the evolution of the setup, by the way. This is when I started streaming and making content creation. I actually used to have an audio mixer back then for all my audio. But I figured out to get rid of that after I figured out that you could just use a built-in solution and you don't really need to use that. But I used to have lights on my monitors, which is really odd. You shouldn't have done that, but that was how I got my look for my streaming and recording or whatever. It was my ring lights, basically. So you can see how it evolved. It got slightly better as time went on. I made it a little bit better. There's the mixer, by the way. That's the mixer I used, and that gave me my audio through my headphones. There's a webcam right there for my keyboard. There's my old 1080p webcam. Dude, how we've evolved. I'm now using a capture card webcam, which, if you didn't know, that's just a fancy camera that does 1080p 60 that has absolutely crazy sharpness. Like, I can take this and put it up here. You can see the small text on these AirPods. Look at this. You can even see the detail in my hand, bro. Look at that. This camera is so detailed, and I do not regret paying the huge amount of money that I paid for it. Compared to that webcam that I was using a couple years ago, it's night and day. It is night and day. All right, let's see here. These are just other people. Ah, here we go. Here we go. All right. Oh, wait, no, that's someone else's build. That isn't mine. Oh, here's where I finally broke. Here's where I finally broke 600 score in Cinebench, which, by the way, that was a record. Nobody had ever done that. Nobody had ever done that on a non-overclockable i5. Nobody was able to achieve a 600 Cinebench score back then on this processor. I was almost up to an i7 level of performance, an i7 3770 on an i5 4570, which is insane when you consider it started out at 540 points. I was able to overclock this thing to 3.9 gigahertz which you should not be able to do that on a non-overclockable processor, but I was using bus overclocking. And then you enter my era where I first got my first upgrade to my PC, which was a 1660 regular, just a 1660. Just your average GTX 1660. This was my first big upgrade to my computer. This also posed a lot of other issues though. Number one, as soon as I upgraded my GPU, I immediately noticed my CPU usage went up to 100% in every game. Every single game it would be 100% CPU usage. And you want to know why? Because I was bottlenecked. I was being bottlenecked by my PSU. And you look at the size difference from my blower card 660 Ti to my GTX 660, or 1660. I used this 1660 for years, bro. I used it all the way up until 2023 from 2019. That is almost 3 years of use. Almost 3 years. All right, we're just going to keep scrolling until we find something. I'm pretty sure I have old screenshots. Oh, yeah. Then this is when I got my high refresh rate monitor. This was my first ever high refresh rate monitor, and it still is my high refresh rate monitor. I never got rid of it. I am still using this monitor. It is so good. It was a budget monitor at the time, but damn, did it ever work. 144 hertz to me felt absolutely amazing. I don't think that driver's even good, bro. Is that in my list here? It is. We're kind of going through some nostalgia here, but I guess I can look for it anyway. I doubt it. Damn, you were right. This driver just straight up does not exist. It was wiped from the internet. Interesting how someone was able to install that. I don't even know how they managed to get that. I'm almost thinking here. Let me look. If I do GeForce, I guess I can try 30 series and see if that works. 3060 Windows 10 game ready driver. That just gives me the latest driver, of course. Anyways, we're going back through history here. Ah, yes. This was my first PC upgrade. Spot the cooler, by the way. That's important. That cooler right there, I still have that cooler. It was the best stock cooler that AMD put. And I tested it. And it was able to handle 4 gigahertz on a Ryzen 7 2700. Which pulled 130 watts. 130 watts. And it was able to handle it. This stock cooler, man, is so much better than the newer ones. It's insane. Here's the change I made. I cleaned things up a little bit, and it made it a lot cleaner. Then we got to this, which is pretty dang close to what I had originally. And here's the inside of my case. So this is how my PC pretty much looks. Minus the RAM, minus the GPU, and minus the hard drive. So RAM, GPU, and hard drive are really the only things that have been upgraded in this case. And that's it, really. Oh, and motherboard. This motherboard is dead. And it sucks. Whoa! 460.89. Interesting. Oh yeah, here's where I bought my Lenovo Legion 5. I still own this laptop. It's a great laptop. And that ends the history. That ends the history of my PC stuff. And now we're in the current era. Damn it. Let's see if this driver's any good. This is linked to me by Icy. Holy shit. Okay, but like, there's still issues with this driver that are big. Like, there's not really a whole lot to say here. It's pretty set in stone that this does not have as many improvements. I guess I'll put it on the list anyway. I'll put it on the list anyway. I can't believe I have to go back to testing drivers, dude, just because of my freaking driver. Like, the stuttering in Fortnite is absolutely unreal. Like, I cannot for the love of me play it. Is that on my list? It's not. .86, by the way, is the one that I'm focusing on right now because they said that one was the best for the RTX 3060. NVIDIA driver forums are amazing, man. I love them. K-Flock. I don't watch any tweaking YouTubers. I don't understand the notion of people who watch these damn people on YouTube. They're just trying to make money, dude. That's all they're trying to do, is make money. What the fuck? This guy's a rapper. They're a rapper. Yeah, no, I don't believe you. I don't fuck with any Windows tweaks anymore. You can't even find them, dude. They must really be out. Like, that is... You can't even fucking find them. They must be a nobody. And I'm not trying to be mean. They just must be a nobody. If I can't find them through YouTube search, they're a nobody. They're an absolute nobody. Look at all these freaking people named K-Flock. You'll never be able to find them. You never will be able to. It's impossible. They're a nobody. Dude, if I can't find them in the YouTube search, like, I can find this guy. It's all just rap stuff. There's no Windows tweaking at all. Yeah. This guy is trolling 100%. He is 100% trolling. Look, I can keep scrolling. This is 7 days ago. This person 7 days ago? Really? They haven't uploaded in the past week, if that's the case. Like, I can look up Windows tweaks and this person's name. I find fucking Michael MJD, but I can't find him. This person is fake. If they're using a name that's the same as a rapper's name, they're not trustable. They are not trustable, 100%. You should not be trusting them. You should not be trusting them if they use the same name as a rapper. I'm not listening to music on stream. I really don't feel like it. You're just trolling me. I'm sorry. You're just trolling. I know you're trolling. There's nothing in their songs about that. I'm sure of it. You're just trolling me. Oh, I was just looking at this. Yeah, I was just scrolling through this. This is the driver I'm currently scrolling through that I did have installed for a long time. I'm sorry. Another thing, I don't think your person is real. I think they're fake. In fact, I know they're fake. Is there a search button? What? Oh shit. They have a literal archive of all the drivers. Let's go to the last page here. See, you just I didn't even want to rant or mention it. I'm sorry. I know. I have literally been doing content online for 7 years of my life. Actually longer than that. 10 years of my life. Like, I have links disabled in my chat on purpose. So, let's see. What are people saying about this? You learn a lot. You learn a lot in 10 years. I've been fooled many times. Many a Rickroll. Many a trolling of a song. Many a John Madden football. Like, and Super Soccer 64. That too. Like, I've had all of them, man. I've had every single troll. So people are saying that this is better, apparently. Dude, I don't listen to that kind of music. I'll show you the music I listen to. Here, I mean, I might get striked. I don't actually give a shit if this... Okay, buddy. I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this. I'm sorry. I'm putting you in purge. Come back when you've learned your lesson. I'm sorry. I can't take it anymore. I tried to be nice. Okay? I did try to be nice. I genuinely tried to be nice, okay? Just for the record shows. I was trying to be nice. Okay? I hope everybody understands that. But yeah, it's over. You'll be back later. I hope you learned your lesson. Watch, they're probably going to go to my Discord right now and cry like a baby. Didn't go to my Discord to cry like a baby. Wow. That's the first time I've ever had that. Props to you for learning. So it seems like a lot of people like this driver right here. Possible daily driver. We're just going to go back and read every single one of these. I hope everybody's still here and they didn't get scared off by that guy. I genuinely hope so. I feel bad that anybody had to really experience that. I just feel terrible. Okay. This is supposed to be just a chill space where everybody's like hanging out and being themselves. I just noticed that my gain is not up high enough for speaking. So I'm going to turn it up one more level. And it should be fine. Actually, I think just my compressor in general may be up too high. Nah, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I think it sounds fine, personally. I never knew about this forum. People still talk about 537.58. I've used that a lot. I used to use it for G-Sync because G-Sync plus V-Sync is the lowest latency. If anybody didn't know that, you're learning it now. Stop uncapping your frame rate and use G-Sync if you have it, plus V-Sync in-game. And if you're doing G-Sync plus V-Sync in-game, you have to have this setting checked right here. This enables settings for the selected display, or otherwise it won't cap properly. Smooth with V-Sync / G-Sync. Icy, if you're still there, or who is the person who said that? It was Equexi. I hope I said your name right. I'm just trying to look right now to see if like 2 pages of crap modded driver. Everyone should be graceful. A user takes time to help in case making a modded driver. Who choose it? Do not derail the thread any further with bickering. Okay. I'm still debating if this forum is even that good or not. I don't think it is. I'm just still going. Let's go back to page 1. Is that the latest driver? It is. I know it's been around a long time. I'm just saying this specific forum. Just display driver uninstaller and the regular driver, man. I haven't been debloating lately just because there's no real reason to. I haven't really been seeing a need to lately. You know, I'm very lucky. I'm really lucky. Take a look at this. I kept that driver. I downloaded it on 410 and I kept it before they removed it. 551.46. Well, they didn't remove it, I guess. Technically, they just, I don't know. They kind of just... I don't know which one would be better. RTX removal features or keeping the RTX features? I feel like I should keep the RTX features if I did. There's a lot of investigating I have to do on this. I guess while this is decompressing, I can take a look at the difference between the hotfix driver and the regular driver. I was scrolling through here. I can scroll this later. Let's just take a look at the list. Jesus. Oh, it's done. Cool. Sweet. There's no clean driver for 4.6. So I would have to do an MV clean for that one. Or not an MV clean, I guess I could download NV Slimmer. I mean, NV Slimmer is old, man. It is old. They haven't updated NV Slimmer in years. Actually, I haven't even looked on the NVIDIA forum yet. Let's take a look at the, Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. Do you see this difference here? I'm going to zoom in just to make this very apparent. This is 537.58. Look at the 0.1% lows on 537.58 compared to 552.12 and then 552.22. Yikes. Yikes, man. That's pretty bad. Okay, how does it look for this? Age of Empires? I don't play that game, but... Okay. Okay, relatively the same. No real difference there. Ooh, Unigine Heaven. This is a good test right here. 2033, 2010. Oh! Am I seeing that right? It goes from 35 to 8? 8 on the newest driver. Wow, man. Wow. Big clap for NVIDIA. Big clap for NVIDIA, everybody. You managed to make your drivers even worse. Minimum of 78. FPS went down as the drivers got bigger. 70! Dude, Look at this. It would drop by 8 FPS. I mean, 8 FPS, some people think that that's not a huge deal. That is and here's 551.86, which a lot of people consider to be a high driver as well. 55 FPS. 70 FPS. So if you want the more up-to-date driver, I guess, and you want to run games with like newer games that are like new, 552.12 seems to be a good idea. Very useful. I will keep this in the configuration. Oh, well, now I messed up my whole document. That's a good thing to have. The new NVIDIA app may impact frame rates. Very interesting. So here's the idea. All right. I think I'm going to daily drive 537.58 for a while. And we're going to see how good it is. Because I'm sick and tired of having stuttering, man. Stuttering is just getting out of hand. It's getting ridiculous. Not even Process Lasso, dude. Not even Process Lasso can fix it. My Windows latency is perfect. It's as perfect as it can be. No background processes are causing the stuttering. I confirmed that. I looked while it was running. I ran Latency Mon while running Fortnite. And the only thing that jumped was the NVIDIA driver with 900 DPC from the NVIDIA driver, causing stuttering. So it's obvious that the driver itself is the problem and not Windows. I'm going to go to the newest. We're going to sort by new. RTX 4060. See? This is why we have people to test the drivers on their systems. Is fixed my annoying stutters and random FPS drops in Fortnite. Now I have stable FPS on my RTX 4060. They are focusing on the 40 series. It just shows 100%. Six months, a whole year. We will be nearing a whole year soon. Actually, not a year, but close to a year. Wow. Unbelievable, man. Unfreaking believable. No. It's just used for fun. I just play for fun nowadays. I used to be serious about it. I'm not serious anymore. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. This video was never going to be monetized anyway because I've been playing copyrighted music this whole time. But yeah, we will switch back to 537.58. Come soon. Oh wait, no, is it 537.58? Yeah, 537.58. I also just noticed I'm still on desktop capture, so it's gonna look laggy as heck. That's another bug that I wish they would fix. You need to use game capture to have your games look good. But I like using desktop capture because then I can just instantly tab in. Or like just instantly show my stuff on my display. This map sucks. There's nothing wrong with mouse. I played mouse for a couple years. Not really. Alright, let's switch to mouse right now at this very moment. I am now using mouse. Okay, jump maps are probably a better example. It's been a minute since I played mouse, so it's gonna take some getting used to. Yeah, I can't play mouse anymore. I tried. It's been a while since I've played mouse. It's been like at least a good year or two now, maybe 3 years almost now. Overtap. Fun map. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I was researching NVIDIA drivers. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Bruh. Fun map. I'd say pretty good for no warm-up. I could have gotten less misses there at the end. Still a good score. Very interesting. I don't know what I was trying to achieve there, but I guess I just played Osu for a second. Okay, I guess we're gonna go back to what the heck I was doing just a minute or two ago. Where's my desktop? There's my desktop. This person's speaking facts right here. You're not going to magically get 10% more FPS, never have, never will. Of course, excluding games that were released too early and had serious optimization issues. What's the difference? I'm just doing more research, man, and it is looking pretty interesting right now. There really isn't a whole lot more to say here, I guess. Is there a new driver yet? Or a new... Is there new chipset drivers? No. No, there's not. Well, I think to end off this stream, we're going to go back to the tried and true Envy Slimmer. Not from this website, though. This website. Also, what do they use on the bookmarks here? What do they get rid of? Everything is removed except for core driver files, physics, HD audio, and key RTX features only present in the RTX drivers. I think I'll give this guy a chance. I think I'll give him a chance. I think I'm gonna give him a chance. Alright, today's been a good stream, boys, but it is time for me to go. So thanks for watching, I guess. I'll see you guys next time. I think I'm gonna upload this as an independent video because nobody looks at it as a live stream. I might just edit this and upload this as an independent video. Oh, I've been sitting too long. Fuck. I've been sitting for 3 hours, man. It's not good to sit for 3 hours. Don't do it. Okay. Time to go. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching.